Now to the report on the arrest at NSU that came down Friday night right after WAVY News 10 at 6.
But nothing all weekend, and the department isn't answering any questions. This all has to do with the case of London Colvin back in January. She was bitten by a police dog as officers arrested her outside an off-campus party.
On Friday, we learned 4 officers are no longer working for the force and a 5th is suspended. This came after a review of the events of that arrest. And at this point, the police chief isn't saying anything more.
But 10 on your side, Brandi Cummings talked with members of City Council, and she has more on what she learned from them today. Brandi?
Well, Tom, Nicole, the 2 council members we spoke to say they'd been briefed on Chief Michael Goldsmith's decision to terminate those 4 officers, and they say it's a decision they support. A little more than 2 months after London Colvin's leg was bitten by a Norfolk police canine, the police internal investigation into what happened is over.
I'm pleased that number one, that the chief was able to act so quickly, that he was able to get all the facts, and then that he was able to make a determination that was in line with policy and procedures.
The officer's actions, according to a statement from the chief, do not represent the values of his department. While the release does not say specifically if the 4 officers were fired, resigned, or are permanently suspended, council members say they did get a clear understanding.
When he spoke to us in council, the recommendation was termination. So that's what I expect.
Another officer is suspended. The statement also explains some canine policy revisions. The dogs can no longer be used in assault cases, and a supervisor must be called when the canines are used to apprehend a suspect. Councilman Andrew Prodigiro says the decision sends a clear message.
It should give citizens in the city of Norfolk an understanding that they have confidence in their police force and confidence in their government.
The 4-paragraph statement was released just before 7 Friday night on a holiday weekend. We asked for an interview that night. Public information officers told us the chief was not available. Today we asked again, only to find out he's out of town and couldn't even answer questions over the phone. We took those concerns to Vice Mayor Angela Williams.
He has a job to do, and if he put the statement out before he had planned time off, then, you know.
Is that okay, though? That he's not really responding? I mean, this is
the chief is very responsive. I wouldn't say that the chief is not responsive. The chief is very responsive, and I think that he's done a very good job up until this point, and including this, in terms of how he has handled the situation and how he has reacted to the situation and how quickly he has reacted to the situation. No disrespect, but just because you guys don't get your answers doesn't mean that the chief is not necessarily handling it.
And the chief very well may be handling it, but we still have many other questions. We did ask the public information officers again today for a copy of the new policy. They told us it's not ready. We will keep asking those questions, and once we find out more information, we'll of course pass it on to you. For now, live in Norfolk, Brandi Cummings, 10 on your side.